Open the gate, check the mailbox. The truck speeds past down the farm to market road. Slide van door closed, drive down Gully Jet. Ripe berries squished by minivan tires. Mulberries fall. Purple fingers, purple lips, purple on us all. So sweet, they taught love by example. Tried to hold them in my arms, stained my garage sale t-shirt.
I've seen pulse cannons and gladiator droids. I've seen Beggar's Canyon and Imperial sewers. I've seen dead ends and infinite space. I've seen 360 degrees of tomorrow, and for once, lived to tell about it. I've got the ultimate fighting machine.
Still ahead on CKCO News.
Would a group practice system relieve doctor burnout and give patients better care? A walk to school proves deadly for a group of Palestinian children. The Phantom Menace made its television debut.
In sports, Patrick Waugh says no thanks to Canada's Olympic hockey team.
And we'll show you what it takes to be a smart-talking, street-savvy Santa.
Housekeeping.
Se le cayó una pastilla.
Y estará encantada.
don't forget me. Oh babies, I love you.
Hi, I'm James Barber, and I'd like to invite you to join me on The Urban Peasant, the best cooking show you ever do.
No, it's going. Yeah, it's working now.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
I'm Memo.
And we are Alameda. Today we have special guests.
Hi, I'm also Jessica.
And I'm also Daniel.
Today we're gonna make tacos al vapor.
Yay! Let's get started.
Let's make food.
Yay! Cooking potatoes. God damn, that's good. Here's the top, or the fillings. We have frijoles, chicharrones, papas.
Take the tortillas. Let's wait a little bit because they're hot. They're hot. And then 1 spoon to each taco. Not too like chunky because we want them
Thin.
thin.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Close it. And then.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Ándale, taquero.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna floast it. I got a new job.
pencil.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
It really is delicious.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Shit.
You're next. You're next.
Out my window, the rain starts to fall and the wind blows through an empty hall. In the mirror, ooh, reflections of you. In the distance, I hear a sound. Is that you coming around? What you gonna do?
Right now, RTO is offering its biggest deal ever. A TV with built-in VCR and stereo system with CD player and tape deck from just $99.95 a month. Can you believe it? All this, the TV and VCR combo and stereo system from just $99.95 a month. And if that wasn't good enough, you can own it all in just 18 months or less with our early payoff option. No credits refused, no bank or finance companies are involved, and there's no long-term obligations. Plus, ask about your $25 discount. Don't wait. Visit RTO now.
VAR has an effective range of up to 1,500 yards, meaning in the hands of the right infantryman, if he could see an enemy soldier up to 15 football fields away, he could shoot and kill him.
Order! On! Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a dirty, filthy, disgusting, terrifying, nasty, bloody job. Killing and death are timeless and universal. But humanity needed them to do it, and hundreds of thousands of them died. What's about to happen in front of you is exceptionally dangerous. But now's your chance to get some really cool pictures and video. Stryker.
The Frugal Gourmet was made possible by a grant from LK Manufacturing Company. LK brings out the beauty of America's kitchens by offering a full line of kitchen sinks, faucets, and accessories, including the Euro-style Calais faucet. Just say LK, the state-of-the-art in the cooking arts. Additional funding provided by this and other public television stations.
Support of the Frugal Gourmet is made possible in part by member support and by a grant from Ocello, makers of sponges, sponge scrubbers, and scouring pads for everyday kitchen cleanups. Ocello products are made in Western New York.
Every night, as my grandfather sat in the darkened room in front of the fire, the bourbon like fire in his hands, his eye glittering meaninglessly in the light from the flames, his glass eye baleful and stony. A young man sat with him, in silence and darkness, a college boy with white skin unlined, a narrow, beautiful face, a broad, domed forehead, and eyes amber as the resin from trees too young to be cut yet. This was his son who sat, an apprentice, night after night, his glass of coals next to the old man's glass of coals. And he drank when the old man drank. And he learned the craft of oblivion, that young man, not yet cruel. His hair dark as the soil that feeds the tree's roots, that son who would come to be, in his turn, better at this than the teacher. The apprentice who would pass his master in cruelty and oblivion, drinking steadily by the flames in the blackness. That young man, my father.
We all came on a different ship, but now we're in the same boat. I don't care what color we are. I don't care where you at, where you come from. I don't care. Long you here now, we're gonna be down together.
Ain't
never rained like this before out here, I don't think. You can't really tell the seasons anymore. Hell, I'm gonna get back in here and go to work.
When you walk in here, you get that warm feeling, cozy feeling. You do. And the smell of barbecue, you know?
The state of Texas is a barbecue state. So if you got a barbecue joint in Texas, you're doing pretty good, baby. I'm Brian Mays. I'm the boss, man. You all right? That's good, baby. That's good. Appreciate it, brother. It's my barbecue pit right here. That's where all your magic start right here. Right here, start right here, boss.
You get 3 strips down, put sauce on them. Been coming ever since I stopped and got some ribs, and I just keep coming back. Hello, Miss Lovins.
It's nothing like a real good Southern homemade taste. I was licking my fingers a while ago because it was so good. I was like, golly.
Y'all got enough? I can make it bigger. Here you go, give you something to remember me on. There you go, baby.
This is historical. We thought it would always be here.
Some of the places that I used to walk to and see, they're not here no longer. When I see Sam still standing, I'm like, wow, you know, that's a good feeling.
Oh, here it is. Look at that. That's me when I was probably 8, 9 years old, and it's my big brother. The colors done faded, but yeah, probably my oldest memory up here.
The family members, you know, passed away and gone, but I could still feel their presence when I come in here. It's like a big loss to me if it was, you know, wasn't here no more. Everything ain't got to change.
The way I heard on the news, somebody offered them a pretty good penny to sell it, and they refused.
So next thing I know, everybody asked me, why did I turn down $3.5 million when I turned that down for my community? It ain't the money.
They ain't never seen that kind of money in this hood here. A place like this.
I mean, if it was the money, I would have took the money. You know, I don't want no brand new building for what? It ain't Sam no more.
Give it a rest, Vivian.
What's the matter, Phil? You can't take the truth?
Why can't we have it all?
Can we?
We try to start unity with the community, and it had to start with me. That means we all got to help each other.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That means we all got to roll together.
Yes, sir.
Everybody support me like this, and they keep supporting me and things like that. We gonna be all right. I promise we gonna be solid. I ain't going nowhere.
Don't never forget.
I'm the last one standing, showing what I'm about. I can hold it together.
Like my grandfather passed it down to my dad, I feel like my dad can pass it down to the next generation, and it just evolves with the East Side.
Time changed, so we got to change with time. One proud moment when everybody said they're gonna stay with me. When everybody said I got your back, and let me know we can go head on. All right, baby, appreciate it. Now come back and see me now.
I will.
Do what now, baby?
So I brought my group home to have lunch.
Nature taking a swipe at the Southland for the second night in a row. Tonight at 11, it's the strongest storm to hit us since El Nino. Severe damage in some areas. We are live. In our local mountains, too much of a good thing. Problems along the coastline as well. Fritz will have an up-to-the-minute forecast coming up. Plus the energy emergency, how power companies narrowly averted widespread blackouts tonight. Channel 4 News at 11. See you then.
It's been what? Almost 3 years now since I decided to go after my business degree. I was kind of stunk in school. It's amazing what a little motivation can do for you.
How was your day?
I'll let you know when it's over.
At Bell, we believe new technologies will create new choices.
You said it would be easy, Mr. Way. Got that right. Nice of you to join us, David.
Choices like distance education that will make a real difference to the lives of Canadians.
Business school. Dr. Ellison has a unique understanding.
I'm off to bed now, honey.
Liquidity in a down market. Well, once you've accessed the TSE database, send me your numbers and I'll send your results. But I guess it's worth it. After all, how can I tell my daughter there's nothing she can't do? Past.
if I don't do it myself.
Tu piel canela, mi piel arroz. Tu piel canela, mi piel arroz. To be seen, to be invisible.
Are y'all artists?
No. Yes. I mean, yes.
Please don't follow us right now.
We're not trying to be followed.
Stop. My art takes place at the intersection of women and mirror.
The pain.
My dad funds all my projects. And I make him.
My dad's 52.
And I don't say.
My name is Steven Martinez, and this is my film photography so far.
Open your mind to The Health Show, Wednesdays at 7 on CBC.
Hey there, travel family. Bo Jeffries here, recording live to tape in front of Riley's Tavern in Hunter, Texas for the pilot of our brand new show, What Does Bo Know? Today I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about what I know about Prohibition in the Lone Star State. And we wanted to do Riley's for our first episode because Mr. Riley was sort of a famous first in his own right. You see, way back in 1933, when the Texas legislature put out news over the radio waves that they had repealed statewide alcohol prohibition, a young James Curtis Riley talked his uncle into driving their Model T up to Austin in the middle of the night, where they waited on the Capitol steps until start of business to get the very first liquor license the Texas government issued. And with that license, JC opened Riley's, as you can see behind me, still an active watering hole for the community of Comal County today, and now a historical landmark in the state of Texas. And a lot of people don't know this, but Prohibition is actually alive and well in Texas today, but these days it's cannabinoids and the THC. And really these Prohibition laws are doing a lot of the same things now that they did back in the alcohol days, which is criminalizing American citizens, creating an unregulated black market and having little to no influence on the actual use of the substance in question. And, you know, we all learned last February that our government needs money to both, you know, expand and winterize the electric grid. And it's really the alcohol and tobacco industries that are largely responsible for us not getting any of that sweet, sweet marijuana tax revenue, because they know that it's pretty easy to plant a pot plant in your garden next to the tomatoes and, you know, grow it along with everything else you grow. And that's a huge threat to their bottom line, or really anything that would make marijuana more accessible to Texans. So I highly encourage you to write your legislators and congressfolk and let them know that the people they're actually supposed to be representing think that legal recreational marijuana would be a pretty cool way to raise that money. And that's a little bit about what I know about prohibition in Texas. I'm Bo Jeffries. Make sure to come to Riley's next time you're in Hunter. I want you to hit that like button like the blunt you smoking on. And don't ever forget, there's always more to know.
DreamWorks Pictures presents
Where's your sense of fun? Oh, it's fun you want.
the thrills,
Impressive.
the action,
Soldiers, they're coming!
the adventure, right under your nose.
Jump! You don't think we'll get in trouble for this, do you? Not a chance.
The Prince of Egypt, rated PG, now playing at a theater near you.
ATX Free Fridge is an Austin-based mutual aid organization that brings free and accessible community fridges to your neighborhood. Acceptable donations include fresh, unused groceries, clearly labeled and individually packaged prepared meals, toiletries, and clothing. Please do not donate raw meat or alcoholic beverages. To get involved, find us on Instagram at ATXFreeFridge and head to the link in our bio for more information. Or just head over to the fridge in your neighborhood to donate. This fridge is located at the Baker Center at 3908 Avenue B on the west side of the building. In solidarity, ATX Free Fridge.
Labatt Ice Beer has arrived. This is a beer created by a truly new way of brewing. Ice brewing. Labatt Ice Beer. Uniquely rich in taste, yet uniquely easy to drink. Ultimately, the truth is clear as crystal. If it's not ice brewed, it's not ice beer.
Friends, how are you today? I'm Texas Whisperer ASMR. If you're not familiar with me on YouTube, you may be familiar with ASMR, a tingling sensation in the scalp caused by certain audio triggers. I enjoy history and I enjoy ASMR, so I like to mix them together, usually with a delicious Texas beer. Today I'm drinking a Shiner Ruby Redbird. Whether you study Texas history or not, you may have heard of the Alamo, Davy Crockett, maybe Santa Anna, but have you ever heard of Juan Seguin? He's an often overlooked figure in the Texas Revolution, but he had a dramatic impact on the story of Texas. Juan Seguin was a Spanish Tejano businessman, patriot, revolutionary, and a politician. He fought for independence for the Republic Republic of Texas. He was the only Tejano to serve in the Senate of the Republic. He was a 2-term mayor of San Antonio. He's also the namesake for the city of Seguin, Texas, about 60 miles south of Austin. He served as a political leader and a soldier for both Texas and Mexico, and both Texans and Mexicans at separate points in his life would call him both a hero and a traitor. The events of his life show us how complicated loyalty was during the history of early Texas, especially for Tejanos. Seguin was born in 1806 in Spanish-controlled San Antonio. He became active in local politics in his 20s and was later elected alderman and then mayor of San Antonio. In 1835, the Battle of Gonzales kicked off the Texas Revolution. Seguin led a company of Tejanos in the successful Battle of Concepcion. Retreating Mexican troops fled from there to San Antonio, where the siege of Bear began. The Texians soon drove the Mexican army from San Antonio and fortified the Alamo mission there. But in February of 1836, Santa Anna laid siege to the Alamo, which the Texians had made a base of operations. Seguin served at the Alamo throughout the 13-day siege, but he was not present for the final attack by the Mexican army, in which all defenders were killed. He instead was chosen to courier the final letter from the Alamo through enemy lines to the commander-in-chief of the Texan Army, Sam Houston. Seguin and the other Texian troops were eager to engage the Mexican army to enact revenge for the fall of the Alamo, but Sam Houston instead led his army away from the Mexicans, waiting for the right moment to strike. This is called the Runaway Scrape, where Texan families in the direct line of Santa Anna's invading army scrambled to flee from the advancing Mexican troops. Seguin's cavalry company acted as a rear guard for the Texan army, providing protection for fleeing Texas families. The Texan army finally attacked Santa Anna in April of 1836 at the Battle of San Jacinto. Seguin's unit was the only Tejano unit to fight in that battle, and he was the only commissioned officer to fight at both the Alamo and San Jacinto. Seguin accepted the formal surrender of Mexican forces on behalf of the Republic of Texas on June 4th, 1836. He continued to work as a politician under the Republic of Texas. He was responsible for identifying and then reburying the remains of the Alamo defenders. He served as a Texan senator, the only Tejano to do so, and he fought tirelessly for the rights of Tejano citizens who were rapidly becoming a political minority. But when tensions rose between the existing Tejanos and the newly arriving Anglo settlers, Seguin's loyalty was called into question. After a series of events that are a separate story in itself, Seguin was forced to flee with his family to Mexico in April of 1842. There he was captured and arrested by Santa Anna. He was then forced into serving in the Mexican army for 6 years, even entering Texas as part of the invading Mexican force. Seguin also served under Santa Anna as an enemy of the United States during the Mexican-American War. After the war ended in 1848, Seguin requested permission to return to Texas, and he began ranching in Wilson County, where his father lived. He continued to serve in local Texas politics until 1883, when he returned to Mexico to be near his son, who was the mayor of Nuevo Laredo. He died there in 1890. In 1974, his remains were returned to Texas and reinterred in the city of Seguin on July 4th, 1976. You can now find a monument of Juan Seguin brandishing his saber atop his horse in Seguin Central Park. The story of his life is a complex, often contradictory one. He was a man of his time who left a legacy of both good and bad deeds, as we all do. He was a brave man, and a man that we, as Texans, would do well to remember. Thanks for joining me for this bit of Texas history and a delicious Texas beer. If you're interested in more Texas history and ASMR, you can always find me on YouTube as Texas Whisperer ASMR. Until next time, friends, I'll see y'all later.
This summer, for the gang from American Pie. Keep it real, homies. Times change, people change, but friends and family are forever.
Jim, can't you leave your shirt on? You're scaring the chicks away.
American Pie 2. At theaters Friday, August 10th.
Have you learned it yet? You should know. There's no need to hear their voices. After all, she can still laugh. And sometimes, you can still be silly. Sometimes you get wrapped up in it. Sometimes, they can still call you by your name. The stories are hazy now. Time crawls backwards and forwards. Places grow fuzzy and pixelated, with no clear start or finish between one face and the next. But for a moment, they remember love. You can still see a part of him. Abuelito, el pastor Chicaguala. Even now, she's never more than an arm length away. And just like that, you notice a break. Sometimes it's the names. Sometimes it's decades. Sometimes you just know. But even still, they are storytellers. And they still speak to you. The fragments that you piece together, if you squint, you can still make out what they're feeling.